It might seem like madness, but the B-21 Raider has just retired every fighter jet you know, turning them into museum pieces overnight. The reason is simple but terrifying, because this machine is not just another aircraft. It is a $750 million digital ghost that can stroll over the world's most expensive defenses without anyone knowing it is there. What they have built in secret is so advanced that it leaves modern fighters looking like simple toys. And today I am going to tell you why this beast is the end of aviation as we knew it until today. But first, make sure to subscribe, activate the bell, and leave a like. Let's begin. The United States Air Force has confirmed that the B-21 is already in the low-rate production phase, and the tests at Edwards Air Force Base have left generals with their mouths wide open. And the thing is, this is not just any airplane. We are talking about an aircraft that has been designed from scratch to be a system of systems. Something never seen before. It is not just about flying and dropping bombs, it is about being a flying data center that can manage electronic warfare better than any ground base, and that changes the rules of the game completely. Look at this because it is brutal. The B-21 Raider has a flying wing design much more advanced than its predecessor, the B-2 Spirit. But with one key difference, they have managed to reduce its radar signature to levels that are practically undetectable. Even for the most modern air defense systems like the Russian S-400 or S-500 or the Chinese systems everyone is talking about, this invisibility is not just due to its shape, but to a structure of composite materials that act as a trap for electromagnetic waves, making a monster of this size invisible to the enemy's electronic eye. Additionally, its open systems architecture allows the plane to learn and adapt in every mission, downloading combat updates in mid-flight, something that makes it an unpredictable nightmare. And here comes the interesting part, because there is talk that this plane has the capacity to operate both with a human crew and in a fully autonomous way, that is, without a pilot, which tells us we are facing the first real step toward the war of the machines, and that is quite frightening. The reality is that the B-21 Raider is a stealth strategic bomber, a long-range strike aircraft capable of launching both conventional and thermonuclear weapons, making it the most versatile threat on the planet right now. Northrop Grumman, the geniuses behind this madness, used a digital engineering technique so advanced that they created a digital twin of the plane before even tightening the first screw, which allowed them to correct errors that in the past would have cost billions of dollars and years of delay. It is estimated that the wingspan of this beast is approximately 45 meters, making it slightly smaller than the old B-2, but much more aerodynamically efficient and capable of flying intercontinental distances without the need for constant refueling. To give you an idea of its power, this plane has a flight range that exceeds 9,000 kilometers without breaking a sweat, allowing it to strike any corner of the globe starting from the heart of America. Its ability to penetrate the world's densest area denial systems is simply unmatched, as it uses its own processing power to hack enemy radars before they can even lock onto a target. Imagine being able to take off from a base in the center of the United States, fly to the other side of the world, drop your payload, and return home for dinner, all without any enemy radar knowing you were there, because its radar wave absorption technology is from another planet. It is said that the material covering the fuselage is a classified composition that absorbs more than 90% of electromagnetic signals, making it appear on enemy radars as if it were a small bird or an insect, rather than a multi-ton bomber loaded with destruction. It is truly impressive. But now let's talk about the engines, because this is where things get hot. Although the exact details are a state secret, it is known to use two high-performance Pratt & Whitney turbofan engines that are buried deep within the fuselage to hide the thermal signature. This is vital because modern missiles do not only search for the plane by radar, but also by the heat emitted from the engines. And the B-21 has an exhaust system so sophisticated that it cools and disperses hot gases before they leave the plane, making it almost impossible to track with infrared sensors. It is as if the plane does not exist in the thermal spectrum, and that gives it an overwhelming tactical advantage over any current fighter, such as the Sukhoi 35 or even the Chinese Jota 20, which rely heavily on their sensors to find the enemy. Even under the most extreme weather conditions, this bomber maintains its low profile, defying spy satellites trying to hunt it from space. Furthermore, the payload capacity of this beast is mind-blowing. Although it is smaller than older bombers, it has a modular weapons bay that allows it to carry new smart precision bombs, Joint Direct Attack Munitions or JDAM, and of course the new long-range cruise missile with nuclear capability. which can be launched from hundreds of kilometers away from the target. We are talking about a surgical destruction capability that can paralyze a whole country's infrastructure in a matter of hours without putting a single soldier on the ground at risk. All controlled by an onboard artificial intelligence that helps pilots make decisions in milliseconds. But tell me, do you think the spending of $750 million for each of these planes is justified to maintain world peace? Or do you think it is an unnecessary exaggeration of money? Let me know down in the comments and let's keep going. This isn't over yet. The B-21 Raider is not a lone wolf. In reality, it functions as the mothership of a family of systems. This is brutal because it means it can control swarms of collaborative drones flying by its side, acting as robotic human shields, absorbing enemy fire or attacking radars to clear the path for the main bomber. We are no longer in the era of one-on-one fights, like with the old F-15. Now war is a connected network, and the B-21 is the central server processing everything in the air. This digital ecosystem allows the Raider to act as an advanced command center, coordinating surgical strikes with hypersonic missiles traveling at 5 times the speed of sound, making any current coastal defense obsolete. Its processing capacity is so immense that it can identify and classify thousands of targets simultaneously, automatically prioritizing the most dangerous threats through combat algorithms. But there is something else that almost no one mentions. This plane is not just a bomber, it is also a massive espionage platform. Thanks to its advanced sensors, it can perform intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions, or ISR, collecting data from the enemy and sending it in real time to other units, something that previously required specific spy planes. Additionally, its open architecture technology is a strike on the table. Unlike old planes that took years to modernize, the Raider updates as fast as the apps on your cell phone. And to close this part with a flourish, let's talk about its durability. They learned from the error of the B-2 Spirit, which was very delicate with its stealth paint and needed special air-conditioned hangars. The B-21, on the other hand, is made of new generation composite materials that make it a tough warrior, capable of operating day after day from more austere bases without losing its cloak of invisibility. To understand the gravity of the matter, we have to look at the map of this year 2026. Tension with China in the Pacific is at its limit, and they are rushing their own stealth bomber, the H-20. But the arrival of the B-21 has put the United States several steps ahead in this race. The Air Force plans to buy at least 100 of these planes, though experts say they will need nearly 200 to completely replace the old B-1 Lancer and the legendary B-52, which have been flying since the Cold War. This plane is the spearhead of the modern nuclear triad, specifically designed to penetrate area denial zones, or A2DN, those defensive bubbles where no other plane dares to enter. The Raider's superiority lies in its ability to operate in GPS-denied environments, using inertial and stellar navigation systems so precise that it does not need satellites to find its target. This makes it the ultimate weapon for a global technological blackout where only the strongest and smartest survive in the darkness of enemy airspace. But the fact that really changes the game is that the B-21 is optionally manned. This is no minor detail. It means generals can send it on suicidal or high-risk missions against underground bunkers without endangering a pilot's life. Imagine a mission to destroy an enemy command center protected by the densest defenses in the world. That is where the Raider enters drone mode, using its synthetic aperture sensors to see through clouds, smoke, and rain with near photographic quality. And it doesn't stop there. This plane is an electronic warfare beast. Not only does it hide, but it has the ability to actively attack enemy networks, hacking radars and filling their screens with ghosts and noise to leave them blind before the actual attack. All of this is already moving. Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota will be the first to receive operational squadrons, followed by bases in Missouri and Texas, creating a triangle of aerial power ready to deploy to any point on the globe in less than 24 hours. It is the perfect combination of nuclear brute force and digital cunning. In short, the B-21 Raider is not just an update of what already existed. It is a quantum leap that makes 4th and 5th generation fighters obsolete, because they simply cannot fight what they cannot see or touch. Its combination of extreme stealth, global reach, massive payload, and network warfare capability makes it the alpha predator of the skies for the coming decades, ensuring that whoever possesses it has total control of the air. That would be all. Did you like the video? If it blew your mind as much as it did mine, make sure to give it a good like, subscribe to the channel right now, and activate that bell so YouTube notifies you every time we upload content this powerful and shocking. Until next time.